welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we have another countertop video. If you haven't seen our other countertop videos yet, be sure to check those out. The countertop that I will be replacing today was from a previous video where I used dark gray and black acrylic paints here on the island. I have liked the results of this and it's lasted really well. There hasn't been any yellowing and I've used my regular detergents and cleaners to clean the surface. The only thing that you have to be aware of if you plan on doing one of these countertops is that the shine will wear off over time. So be sure that if you do decide to do a DIY countertop, especially with the acrylic paints or any type of paint, that you are prepared to go on top of it and reseal it every once in a while, either with a polycrylic top coat or some type of clear top coat to make the countertop nice and shiny as it should be. So this countertop has lost its shine over time. I haven't done any additional top coats on it, so I am just ready to try out a new product. And the countertop behind me is from when I did the Gianni Paint Kit. I really like the results of that, and I have not experienced any chipping or yellowing on the Gianni countertops as well. The only thing with that countertop as well is you will have to reapply a top coat every once in a while to maintain that shine.
Today I'll be testing out this Rustoleum stone textured spray paint. Since it has a textured finish, I'll be sanding the top of it, but it does have a stone appearance to it, so I'm hoping that this has the results I'm looking for. To begin, be sure you tape off all of the surrounding areas that you don't want spray paint to get on. Make sure you take your time on this step. The spray paint does have a bit of a splatter, so you want to make sure that everything is taped off, your cabinets, the flooring, any appliances, to make sure that none of the spray paint gets anywhere you do not want it. After you have taped off your area and before you start spray painting, you will prep the surface by sanding the countertop to help the paint adhere to the surface. Once you're ready to start spray painting, you'll shake the can for 1 minute and be sure to continue to shake the can throughout your painting process. Make sure you're working in a very well ventilated area and open up any windows and doors that you can. This product didn't smell like a regular spray paint to me, but it still had a very strong smell, like a very strong glue. Along with being in a well ventilated area, make sure you also wear a mask. Here I'm just trying to get the edges as best as I can. Not much of a difference here, but this is with 1 coat of the spray paint. After letting that dry for 15 minutes, I'm going to go ahead now with my second coat of paint. This time I'm going to spray a little bit closer to the surface than I did during my first coat, so I can get a little bit more coverage. And after letting that dry for 15 minutes, I'm going to go in now with my third coat. As I'm spraying this coat, I can definitely see the texture coming through. I'm also able to still see my prior project underneath, so I know I'm going to have to do a couple more coats of this paint. And now I'm going in with my fourth coat of paint. I am noticing that it is drying pretty fast. And here is coat number 4 drying. And now I'm applying coat 5. And here I'm applying coat 6. And lastly, coat 7.
Alright, I got off to a little bit of a late start yesterday, so I wasn't able to finish the project completely. But yesterday I did apply a total of 7 coats of spray paint to my kitchen island, and this was just about 2 cans of the Rustoleum stone textured spray paint. If I started earlier in the morning, I definitely could have finished this project in one day. However, I am here now the following day. I'm going to go on top of it with my 220 grit sandpaper now. This will get rid of the textured surface, but this will leave behind the coloring, so it will leave this beautiful gray with the black and white speckles, as well as a smooth surface. We will go over the island with that until I have a smooth finish, and then we will be ready for our top coat.
This is a sped up version of me sanding the countertop, but I did continue to sand it until it was smooth to the touch. Pieces of the paint were coming up as I was sanding, so I just used a paper towel to wipe those away as I was sanding.
Okay, I finished sanding my countertop. I ended up using 100 grit sandpaper. This allowed me to remove the texture from the stone spray paint, but kept the coloring on the countertop. You'll notice in a few areas, especially along the edging, I have a few spots where the paint and the texturing came off. So to avoid this, be sure to apply enough coats of the spray paint before you sand. Also, when you're sanding, be sure to avoid applying too much pressure, as this will remove more texturing and more paint. I decided not to use my electric sander on this project just to help me have more control over my sanding. Now that the countertop is sanded, we're ready to go on top with our top coat. And for our top coat, we're going to use this Minwax Polycrylic Clear Gloss finish. With this first coat of the polycrylic top coat, we're going to let it dry for 2 hours, and then we're going to go back on top with another coat. When applying this top coat, make sure you do a thin layer and try not to overbrush as you apply, and then wait 2 hours before applying a second coat. 2 hours have passed and this first coat has dried, so now we'll go ahead and apply our second coat. Using up my can of paint. Yeah. After you've allowed your countertops to dry for 24 hours, you can return to normal use. I really enjoyed doing this project. Overall, I loved how fast and easy this project was. Using this spray paint made it the fastest method that I have tried so far. If you haven't seen our other countertop videos, be sure to check those out to see which project might work best for you. In a few months, I'll do a follow-up video to see how well these countertops have held up. I think it's going to hold up relatively similar to how the other ones have, considering I used the same top coat. And so far, I really like the results. I think it's a beautiful finish and it gives it a really nice look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to check out our other countertop videos that we've done in the past. Thank you so much.